Hello YouTube, Message in the Bala here with another video. Now this video is going to be very controversial, well not controversial, but something uncomfortable to talk about. But this is a video that I really wanted to do, especially after watching this particular crime scene. And the reason why I want to talk about this crime scene is because I feel like stuff like this is what it's like the results of normalizing certain behaviors towards, our society. In my last video, I was discussing about the woman who got shot by the ICE agent, and obviously, I gave my 2 cents and thoughts in that video. But what I really hate is that the way people reacted towards that event, the scene. It was very clear that people didn't really care about the woman herself. They just care about the narrative. If people really did care about that woman, they should have encouraged her not to get anywhere near to, those ICE agents in terms of impeding their job. Because clearly she was there to impede their job. She wasn't protesting properly. Like, if you guys watch the video, you know, first of all, she's not supposed to be there in terms of blocking the traffic. Like the way her car was positioned, it was very clear that she was trying to attempt to do something. At the same time, her partner, she was also recording. I mean, there's multiple cameras, witnesses, all that jazz. And what I find it interesting, ironic, and funny is that her partner was recording, but it was never released to the public. The only thing that was released to the public was other witnesses, people that are not involved with her, but they're like, standby witness, and the ICE agent's own cell phone footage of what he did on his end. And the reason why he released, his video footage to the public is because it was clearly he was just doing his job, and the woman is acting a nuisance towards them. And as for the woman's partner, I find it very ironic and suspicious that she did not release her own video footage. She was clearly recording, like, just rewatch the video, guys. Her partner was clearly recording with her cell phone, and for some reason, it was never released to the public, never shown in news media outlet, social media, etc., etc. So, yeah, consider that. And it's very obvious. It's because the woman, she was in the wrong, and yet for some reason, society is defending that. That's what bothers me a lot. Now, that being said, this particular crime scene, it has nothing to do with politics. It was a very heinous act of crime. But what I kind of find this story both ironic, very sad, and a little bit on the hilarious side in terms of the irony, because what ended up happening is the guy who was involved with this heinous crime, he was clearly guilty. Like all evidence, there was overwhelming stack of evidence that there's no way they could get out of it. They were clearly guilty. But one of the guy who was involved, he literally snitched on his family and his mother was trying to help these criminals to get away with the crime. And what's funny is that, and this is the funny part, he tried to post on social media that he's innocent and all that stuff. Like, he's innocent, I'm wrongfully arrested. And yet there was overwhelming evidence that he did it. And this is the most baffling part, I truly believe, like, people these days, they're freaking schizophrenic. Like, no joke, guys. I'm honestly worried about society at large of being schizophrenia. The criminal himself who was involved with this crime, he literally snitched on his family. And when you watch the crime scene video, the only interrogation, because 3 men were involved, they only show one man being interrogated, just one, and there was 3 guys. Keep that in mind, 3 guys. I have a gut feeling the reason why they only showed that one guy being interrogated is because he was the only one that did not snitch on his family. The other two guys, they definitely snitch on their family. They definitely snitch on themselves, on each other. And looking at all the evidence, you could tell that these guys are straight up stupid. But what's scary is that in their heads, I repeat, in their heads, they think they're the shit, they think they're the gangster, they think they're, untouchable, like they're somebody. But there's an old saying, guys, your actions speak louder than your words. These people, they're straight up schizophrenic in a scary way. And what's even more baffling and jaw dropping about this particular crime is that the victims who got murdered, they sort of knew them. And this led to a lot of people having hypotheses of the victims, they were probably drug dealers or drug smugglers, and they have some type of connection, down there in Mexico. And a lot of people were wondering, well, was the guy was in drug debt? And more importantly, why would the guy put his family in danger? Because a lot of people were getting this question mark of how come the victims, they, at first, if you watch the video, if you watch the crime scene, at first, they acted normally. They acted like they knew those three men, these, three black men that committed this heinous crime. And then all of a sudden, when it was clear that they were trying to rob them, and they were robbing them at gunpoint, in other words, their lives were in danger, that's when they started to, panic and behave what a victim should behave. But what was interesting is that the three men that were robbing, that committed the heinous crime, they sort of knew, like they had a hunch that these people had money. And when you look at the environment, if you look at their house, it looks like a lower class, you know, household, and there's nothing worth robbing. So a lot of people were having question marks, wondering why these robbers choose, these targets. And it turns out these victims, they had a record with the police, and the reason why is because the guy, the male victim, the older male victim, because there were two males. One of them was a young man who was basically the son of the older male victim. The older male victim, he was, according to some news reports and a police, investigation, the older male victim, he's probably a drug smuggler. They haven't found indefinite proof, but they did found drugs, and he had trouble with the law before. And because he was a drug smuggler, those three men that were robbing him, they think that he has money, it's huge sums of drug money. And of course, that's why they think he had money and rob him. So why I'm making this video, guys? I'm making this video because what stood out to me was the sheer stupidity of these three robbers. They got themselves a huge attention, and they butchered that robbery so bad that in that police report, the police report, I mean the police themselves that were investigating, they literally said it to their face, hey, we got so much evidence that you guys did this robbery that's not even funny. And yeah, they butchered the robbery so bad that it was clear as daylight that it was them. And what's even funnier and ironic is that one of the men that committed the robbery, the youngest one, who supposedly was a struggle rapper. And when I say struggle rapper, I mean like he tried his best to become a rapper, but he was struggling, and of course he had a little financial setback. And he was, I think, living with his family, with his parents, even though he's an adult. But the youngest guy, he ended up snitching on his family and his other, fellow robbers. And the reason why I'm laughing, guys, is because I find it very hilarious that he went on social media and basically preached that he's innocent, that he had nothing to do with it. And yet, on a police report, no joke, guys, on a police report, he clearly snitched on his mother, on his other siblings that that were involved with the robbery. He snitched on them. And then when you guys watch the video and you guys wonder why they only show one guy being interrogated, I have my bets. My bet, the reason why they showed that one guy being interrogated is because that one guy was the only one that did not snitch. The other two, I'm pretty darn sure they snitched, especially the younger one. He clearly snitched because there's police reports about it, and I'll show you in a bit in this YouTube video clip. So I just find this very baffling. And see, this is why in my spare time I love watching crime videos, because it baffles me the ego of criminals. And a lot of criminals, they think that being dangerous is a status. Technically, that's true, but let me tell you something. When you're unstable and dangerous, people are respecting you because they don't want no beef with you, because the beef itself is not worth it. The, like, these are the type of people that starts drama and violence for no freaking reason, no reason at all. And they, in their heads, they think that they're gonna get rich, get famous. What I find it funny is that it's not consistent rich or famous. Like, let's just say they did successfully rob those people without killing anyone, but they hit the jackpot. Like, let's just say they got $100,000 from that robbery. I'm pretty darn sure that $100,000 is gonna go waste, and they're gonna go back to square one. There's nothing consistent with criminals. After getting a huge hit, they're gonna waste it all away and go back to square one. And see, this is something I find funny about these type of people with that type of mentality. They go back to square one, no progression at all. They just get a moment, like a mere moment of hit, and then they go back to square one. That's why one of my most favorite story when it comes to criminals and underground world stories, all that jazz, is when a criminal ascend himself. In other words, he got out of the ghetto. Like, for example, Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg, he got out of the ghetto, and without a doubt, he's not going back. In matter of fact, he admits to himself that he is privileged to be where he's at, to be starting from the ghetto and then now where he's at in the upper middle class with consistent money income. He knows that if he screws it up, it's on him. But at the same time, he is absolutely grateful to have those opportunity, and he's trying his best to maintain it by working on himself. I repeat, working on himself. That's why I love reading about Snoop Dogg's story, and of course other rappers that make it, because they understand that, hey, this is a privilege, let's not waste it. If they do waste it, it's on them, and they understand this. So in other words, they have to be humble. But these criminals, they have a huge ego that it is nearly impossible to humble themselves. And you guys are gonna notice this type of stupidity, this type of trend, over and over again. Well, guys, I'm gonna shut up because I wanna show these videos. One of the videos that I found was an independent journalist who likes to make videos and broadcast what happened, and she pointed out something that kind of makes me laugh. These criminals, they're super active on social media, and they literally expose themselves of who they are. And like I said, they butchered this robbery so badly that, like I said, the detectives, the police officers that were investigating, they literally said it to their face that, hey, we have so much evidence that you committed this crime stack up against you that it's not even funny. Well, guys, I'm gonna be quiet and enjoy the other videos.
Suspect. So one of the suspects decided to speak out, and that is the younger guy, okay, with the dreads. So if you see this guy right here, his name is Amari. Amari decided to take to social media and basically claim that he is innocent. So he took to social media with a post where he is saying that, free me, free him. Okay, he said, free me, I'm innocent. So let me pull that up. So this is a post shared to his Facebook account. And on his Facebook account, it says, condolences to that family. Free me, I'm innocent, and I'll never be done fighting. And then somebody who shares his same last name says, it's free you till it's backwards, lil' cuz. Ish happens, and we all make mistakes. Ain't nobody perfect as long as you and God know the truth, okay? And as you can see, this post has 1.2 thousand shares. And if you click on the shares, people are cooking him left, right. People are going ham on him in the shares because he limited the ability to comment. So you can't comment on this post if you're not like approved to comment, but he does have it to where you can share the post, and he made it public. Now, going through his pictures, it appears that he has a child. It appears that he was also a struggle rapper, and he post where his mother, she always comments under his post, free my baby. Okay, so in a post on his social media, he shared a picture where he was on a video visit with his son, and in the comments you can see his mom posting, and his mom says, love you baby, free my son. Okay, the mama say, free my son, free my baby. And in the caption of the post, you see he writes, talking to Quay through jail cells from Securus. And I'm like, listen, sir. Now, your mama or whoever failed you, please don't already set this boy up for failure. These are the faces of the men who are responsible for murdering that family. So I just wanted to bring you guys the facts of the situation, bring you guys the information, because there was a lot of people wondering what would have these men target this home. Why would they think that there would be money there? And to answer everyone's question, it is because the wife and husband were running narcotics and sending money to Mexico. All right. So y'all let me know what y'all think down below. If you guys have not hit the subscribe button, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Also, if you guys, I'm not sure if this video is going to monetize or not, being that the graphic nature of it, make sure you guys are supporting.
Well guys, I hope you enjoyed that clip that I got from YouTube. I'll make sure to give that woman credit because I'm not trying to steal her work. I'm just sharing what has already been said. Matter of fact, this entire video has already been said. I'm just adding my voice into it because, like I said, these robbers, they screw up so badly that now they're famous in a way that they did not want to get fame. If that makes any sense. In other words, it's one of those things that be careful what you wish for, because now everyone knows what these guys did, and yeah, I'm pretty sure they're gonna get famous behind bars. And more importantly, one of the guys, he's definitely gonna be famous for what he did in terms of snitching on his family, because this next clip I'm gonna showcase the original video of the video of the crime scene that became very viral to the point where people are doing video reacts, which is why I was showcasing screenshots in this video, because I'm showing that no joke guys, this heinous crime, it came out the public, and now the public is giving their thoughts and opinion and their voices about this crime. This crime got so viral that a lot of YouTubers, they're making videos about it, and TikTokers videos about it. So me, it's nothing new under the sun. That's all I'm saying. After the showcasing the original video, I'm gonna showcase of the one of the younger robber snitching on his family. And me, I just find this ironic, hilarious, because I just show you guys that he is going on social media saying that he's innocent, that he has nothing to do with the crime. But when in reality, the reason why he got arrested alongside with the others, and it's super obvious, like so obvious that okay, I personally believe that these guys are have some kind of mental illness, like they're schizophrenic, and the younger the younger Robert, I'm pretty sure he's on that on that schizophrenia spectrum. Well, guys, I'm gonna stop talking and please enjoy the clips of my evidence of this showcase. So yeah.
A person. Okay? I don't know if I explained it well to you or not, but the more information I tell you, the less you can tell me to
No,
help.
but I was saying you can't tell me about that because I heard about it. The whole world know about it.
Sure.
That's everywhere you go. Everywhere. Hey, you heard about what happened? Somebody got killed in Coon Rapids. 4-5 people. How many more people got killed? I don't know.
Okay.
So what did I do?
You were there.
Wasn't there.
You were. I mean, you're probably not going to take my word for it or anything, but I'm not lying to you. I'm not making stuff up. We had the pull camera. Well, we did. Somebody had a pull camera on the house. When we see you pull up, we see the three of you get out, walk up to the house. It's just you and Alonzo. He knocks on the door. They don't come to the door at first, and you start walking away. As you guys are partway down the street, or partway down the driveway, he comes outside, so you guys walk back. Okay? On the door there was a camera. And you had gloves on, you had a mask on, but we're still able to tell it's you.
With a mask on.
Yeah. Okay? And then, who'd you wave up?
I ain't waved nobody.
You're sitting in the car and you waved him up.
You said I was sitting in the car?
No, he was sitting in the car. The third person was sitting in the car. You waved him up.
I don't know.
Okay?
I don't know who that was. I don't know who that was with no mask on, but it showed it wasn't me. You ain't asked me where was I at, or was I somewhere else, or nothing.
Where were you? I know where you were, but where were you? And then I'll follow up on that. And
You know I was there already, right? That what you said?
I do, but if you're saying you're somewhere else, you tell me where you were, who you talked to, and I'll follow up with them and rule you out. That's only fair, right?
That's crazy. You say on the 13th?
The 26th. January 26th.
I know I wasn't there. I wasn't at nobody else. I wasn't at nobody's house.
Okay. We go in a crime scene, the whole 9 yards. You're touching your face, you're hitting the
Can I see?
Yeah, I'll grab them.
You said I'm hitting what?
You're touching your face. You got a mask on. Yeah. You're touching your face, you're touching the lizard cage. You're touching your face, you're touching different areas. You're breathing through the mask, okay? We're getting to the point of the evidence is mounting up so high, it's hard to get out from it, okay?
Right.
There's also audio, and you can be heard on there saying, "Ain't no big dog, is it?
What?
Ain't no big dog, is it?"
What do that mean?
Ain't no big dog, is it? Not yet.
You tell me. Can you say that?
Mother and
Oh,
brother, crazy. So apparently he provided additional details about people involved in the shooting. Okay, they saying he a rat, buddy. All right, he told. They're saying he full blown told, real deal spill told. Okay, let me zoom in on this. Telling. So he getting micro abrasions on his finger, swiping around a broken iPhone, talking about other people that told, but he out here tell him, right? Who told you that? Mingo. Stay in the car until they go into the house. Yeah, so I stayed in the car and went up. He went back to the house. I'm guessing he was the guy that they signaled to go over, and he ain't want to go in. He was scared. He ain't a real street dude. He said he came back towards the car. They turned around and went back to the house. Then I seen them talking. They was talking to a dude at the front door. Then I seen Mingo up a gun and pointed it at him, and they walking towards the house. So I got out I got out of the car and I was walking towards the door. Bro, you told! I walked past the door to go towards the back, but then, bro, you can just tell he's scared. I turned around and just came to the same door that they went in. Then I came to the door. It was two dudes, my brother and Mingo. They was wrestling. So then I helped and grabbed the Vic. I grabbed Mario and hit him with my firearm. I told him to stay down and lay down on the ground. Me and Mingo walked away. My brother walked. You told on your own brother, bro. Oof. Oof. And I stayed there. I was watching Mario and I had my firearm pointed at him and told him don't move. Then I heard a woman screaming towards the living room area, but I was still sitting in the kitchen pointing my firearm at Mario. And then where did it go? The living room area. And then I seen the kid came up. Next to Mario. I put my firearm down. You want some props for putting your firearm down when the kid came up. And then my brother came up. He grabbed the kid and moved him because I was pointing the firearm. But when I put it down, he seen that I still had my firearm close to him. You know, he didn't want no harm happening to the kid. So you just killed people in front of the kid. You guys are just fraudulent. And he went into a different room and I sat there and I pointed the firearm at him. I told him, don't move. I looked over to the left. I seen him flinch. And once he did that, I thought he was getting up. I thought the victim was getting up. So I hit him with the firearm again. After I hit him with the firearm, my clip magazine fell out. So you a bad gangster. Like, you dropping the clip. You suck at this shit. And I was going down to grab my clip magazine. As I was going down, Mario grabbed and jumped up and grabbed me. And as I was trying to put the clip back inside, he grabbed hold of me and I pulled the trigger and shot him and he fell. Then my brother asked me what happened. I told him that he fought me back and I was trying to get hold of my gun and my gun went off. He asked me, he okay? Was he alive? And I kicked him and I told him I don't think so. That's when Mingo walked in and he asked the same thing. I told him the same thing. Then I walked out of the room, walked into the other room. Then I heard a gunshot go off. Then I seen the guy that came outside come towards the kitchen, but he went into an office door. So I followed him. He kept saying that he had money. So I followed him. And when I followed him and I got to the door, that's when my co-defendant Mingo walked up behind and then shot him, as y'all can see on the video. Telling. Once he did that, I ran out the door and I went back to the car. They said, you know how many shots Mingo took at the... And he went, huh? Because he dumb. He said, who you know is Jorge there? He said, I only heard one shot as he shot him. He fell. I ran out the door, so no one. So one. He said, okay, so you just heard one? He said, I heard the one initially in the back room. He's going to be finding out about the back room for sure. And this is basically, I guess this is bullet points. It says, Omari Shumpert's mum came into the bathroom and asked what happened. Omari Shumpert told his mum he shot a guy. Omari's mum asked if the guy was alive. Omari said, I don't know. Omari asked his mum to drop him off at a friend's. They were driving to South Minneapolis. So you bringing your mother in as an accomplice. You snitched on your mama. That shit crazy. You like the reverse queso, man. They were driving to South Minneapolis. Omari Shumpert's mum asked again. Omari Shumpert said, I shot him. He wasn't movie. Lefty shot the other two in the house. Right? In person. Omari Shumpert. Witness. Roll. Witness. All right? Then we got other little bits of paperwork going on. It says, so that's total crap and we know it. Yes. And you know that. Yes. So let's try and figure out the truth here. So Jeff, that makes sense? Yes. At least more sense than some random dead guy to try and pin it on. Yes. And you know that Demetrius was there with you and not fresh. Yes. Okay. I said, if you can't talk and elaborate on these things, we have to tell you everything. You're not telling us anything, so you have to be able to talk on these points a little bit. It's pretty clear that you read through the discovery, and then you kind of told us everything that was already in discovery. He said, I told you everything, that's the truth. And he said, we all know. He said, yeah, that's the truth, we already know. He said, you got to be able to talk on it a little more. This is what when rappers be talking about, that you tell them for nothing. This tell them for nothing. And that's not helpful. So the Jeff bit, you've been around your family a long time. How long was Jeff hanging around with your mum? About 2-3 years. I feel like they stitching him up and they're going to finesse him on some shit where it's like, basically, they're going to get you to tell and air you out as a snitch. Then you ain't going to get nothing out of it because they had everything they needed. They're just trying to drag you out and make you a target. It says, Alonzo Mingo is a friend of Omari Shumpert's brother. Omari Shumpert has 3 brothers, Demetrian, Antijuan, and Julian. Alonzo Mingo was friend with Antijuan. They were friends before Omari was born. Alonzo Mingo has been around all of Omari's life. Omari lived in Chicago before coming to Minnesota. Omari met Alonzo Mingo in person when he moved to Minnesota. Omari Shumpert knew of Alonzo Mingo before meeting him in person. Alonzo Mingo used to hang out with Omari Shumpert's brother.
So guys, I hope you enjoyed those clips. And the whole reason why I've been making this video is because I find this particular crime scene very interesting and ironic. I will make a follow-up video about this crime scene because one thing that saddens me, and it's very tragic, is the little kids that got traumatized. They clearly got traumatized. If you watch the original video, which by the way that's available on YouTube, And also, I'm gonna post video links, all my sources that I showcase in this video, because I'm not trying to, steal anybody's work. I'm just expressing my thoughts and opinion about this. But what I want to say is that I'm a strong believer in karma, and this is a perfect example of stupid people deserving bad karma. I mean, they got what they wish for. Now they're famous, but for the wrong reason. And the reason why I'm laughing is because I find this entire particular crime scene very ironic, because the perpetrators, in their heads, they think they're the shit, they think they're the gangster, they think, all that jazz. But when in reality, especially the fact that they screw up big time, now they're famous for it, people could easily see it for themselves that these guys are idiots, and it's the dangerous kind of idiot. And in my opinion, this is why a lot of criminals, they get respected, but in a way that's not, how do I say this, admirable respect, if that makes any sense. They get respected because people see them as equivalent of dangerous animal. And when people see a dangerous animal, what do you think people do on an instinct level? They get the fuck away from them. Sorry for my language, but no joke. When people, a normal sane person, see a dangerous animal, what do you think they do? They get away from it because they don't want, any issue, any trouble. And more importantly, it's a survival mechanism. We just don't want to be near them. And this is a perfect example why. But in their heads, they think, oh, people respect me because I'm gangster. People respect me because I have status. No, people really respect them because, they're dangerous in the idiotic way. They're like a ticking time bomb. And the only way to survive a time bomb is get far away from them. So, yeah. And I'm gonna be making more videos about, particular crime scenes that caught my interest. And the reason why I want to make videos about criminals is because these type of, crime stories, what really intrigues me is the ego of these criminals. And you could tell, like, throughout my YouTube channel, guys, I always tell you guys to think for yourself. Me, I'm just providing the evidence, and I'm already saying what's already been said. As you can see in the screenshot, I'm showcasing screenshots of other YouTubers that already made their own thoughts and opinions about, this crime scene. So nothing new under the bus, but I do want to express my own opinion, and of course I want you guys to make your own opinion. But it's very, very clear that these people, they got what they deserve, life in prison behind bars. And I have a gut feeling that they're gonna get targeted behind bars by other, inmates, because of how bad that they messed up, and more importantly, how one of them snitched on his entire family. So yeah. Well, guys, I'm just gonna end it here. I think I ranted enough, but I hope you understand the whole point of this video. I hope you understand that karma is a real thing, and more importantly, keep your mind healthy. These people, you can kind of tell that they're on a schizophrenic spectrum. So yeah, keep your mind healthy, keep it down to earth, stay sane, stay safe. Message in the bottle, over and out.